Oh, welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this right here. Well, Scap Attack, latest video, cry me a river. Give this guy some tissues, some napkins, something. I've never seen a grown man cry over another grown man. And basically, he was giving the Nuggets credit for being back on track. I think 7-2 in the last 9 games. But they really hadn't beat nobody. In the better teams, they did lose to the 2 losses or whatever like that. And we can see now that the Rockets are trash. In the NBA itself keeps stealing money from their fans. If they're paying these guys this money, that's what I don't get. Because if I'm a Houston Rockets fan, I'm not just trying to put it on Kevin Durant. This is something we could even see it with LeBron James, playoff P, Zion Williams, Joel Embiid, a lot of these guys. If you're a fan of these teams, and it's just not those, guys are named, it's a lot of them who are not living up to expectations for a long time. It's just not this year. It's been a lot of years. And I'm talking about for what they're making. Yes, they're good basketball players, still decent, whatever. But even some of these young players, their best days are behind them. And I know it's sad to say that, the Zion Williams, the John Morants and stuff like that, but their best days are behind them. They're not going to get no better at this point. So as an NBA fan, you got to ask yourself, do you want to keep supporting this madness with these guys literally stealing money and the owners stealing money from the fans? Because supposedly the owners are giving these players this type of money. And for what? Kevin Durant failed in Phoenix. He fell with the he fell with the Nets. So why was he still getting big money contracts coming over here with the Houston Rockets? For what? And he hasn't did nothing but put up points. He don't rebound. He don't play defense. So it's kind of like you going to your job and you being you can't do nothing but one thing on a high level. You might be able to do something else, but it's like on a real low level to where it's not even worth you doing it. Somebody else has to step in and do it. But I'm just saying in the sense that you're the highest paid person at your job, but you can only do one damn thing. And you're not even the best in the industry at doing it. They claim Kevin Durant is one of the greatest scorers of all time. We yet to see it in the playoffs when he don't have Curry. Kevin Durant can do this. Kevin Durant can do that with scoring. This is sad, man. When you have ESPN, you have all these losers that their whole existence is hanging on Kevin Durant and LeBron James. It's over after this. Because real sports analysts would have pushed these niggas to the side a long time ago. Who the hell is a Kevin Durant fan? Who the hell wears Kevin Durant gear? I've never seen nobody. Kevin Durant got a shoe? He got merch? What does Kevin Durant got? What did Kevin Durant do? Won 4 scoring titles and jumped on the bandwagon with Curry? This is... Anyways, let's get back into this Scap. So, that was the good news that they've been playing good. The Nuggets. But in all likelihood, they're going to get bounced out the first round by Minnesota, who have been doing good without Anthony Edwards. They beat Houston last night. They've been a great team without Anthony Edwards. I already told you guys this. Anthony Edwards, you don't need Scap to put out these off-court, on-court, all this nonsense that he does to try to prove a point. I already told you. Anthony Edwards has zero impact on winning or losing. If they win, it's not because of him. If they lose, it's really not because of him. Sometimes in the playoffs, it is because of him, because, they try to give him the last shot or whatever like that. But we're just looking at his stats. They're underwhelming in his era. Now, if you was telling me he was putting up those kind of stats in, like the 90s, early 2000s, something like that, okay, maybe in the 2010s. But in an era that's inflated, there's no damn way that Luka, Reeves, SGA, and these guys is getting more rebounds and assists than him. Like I said, if you're not going to rebound at a high level or assist the ball at a high level, go play defense. Get you 2 steals a game, a block. That's fine. Then they can say, "Oh, okay, he's a two-way player." I already told you, this is the laziest fucking dude I've ever seen with that type of talent, and he just runs his mouth for what? He's a shit because he won a MVP at the All-Star game where the defense is even worse. So he comes out All-Star, and he really hasn't did nothing. He ain't really impacted the team. If they win, it's not because of him. If they lose, it's not because of the dude is. I'm just so sick of this dude. So yeah, Minnesota beat Houston last night without Anthony Edwards, and they've been a better team without Anthony Edwards. So the thing about Scap, he's saying that Minnesota, they're just gonna roll over the Denver Nuggets. But check this out. What did he say last year? Oh, the Clippers, he threw up all these stats out. The Clippers are this in defense, they're big man, what they got, blah, blah, blah. Just going into the playoff matchup with the Clippers. And he said that, they will probably win one game or get swept or something, but nobody was going to beat the Clippers. The first game, they beat the Clippers. They end up beating the Clippers, period. And we know what happened in the second round. They went in there in the second round against OKC, and they won the first game against OKC. Not only that, they went to a game 7, Denver did, but Joker didn't show up. Yes, Jamal Murray didn't show up, and a lot of guys, but you say if you're the best player in this era, you still got to put up 50, 40 in the loss. I ain't talking about shooting. I'm talking about you got to put up 40 or 50 in a loss. At least you went out with like an OG. Nope, that didn't happen. Just like the year before when he got beat by Minnesota, it didn't happen. So you can blame it on Murray and whoever else didn't shoot good. That's fine. But at least you have to, though. Or you ain't got no excuse. You're supposed to lead the way and say, oh, it's because of you guys, we lost. But it wasn't because of them. It was because of all y'all niggas didn't shoot good. He got rolled off the court because nobody was wanting to see that Joker triple-double nonsense. They weren't having it. You let Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren shut you down. Where are they at all time in NBA history or defensive NBA history? But Scap will tell you that these guys are up there with Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain and David Robinson and just the all-time great defenders and Keem Olajuwon. That's what this guy's a fucking idiot. So if they get beat, they get beat. Who cares? What is he crying about? Well, he's crying about the team ain't good enough. Even though Jamal Murray, he said, might have a chance to make All-NBA second team. But he's saying Jamal Murray is a defensive liability as well as the other guys on the team. That's funny. Because all you got to do is look at the footage and see Joker is the biggest defensive liability on the team. Remember, the center is the last line of defense. It's the last line of defense, and we watch it all the time. They just blow by Joker. So I don't know what kind of rating he's coming up with, but we see with our own eyes is a dude is sorry on defense. For his career, I think he's at 0.7 blocks. In this season, I think he's at 0.9. So he can't even average a block as a center. What? Huh? What? You can't average a block for a center? I mean, like, what? That don't even seem possible. And he never averaged a block for no season. Not even one block. So he says, get rid of Jamal Murray while his value is still sky high and trade him. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get to the Giannis thing. He's trying to get the Giannis. That's it. He couldn't be going for nobody else. He can't be going for Ja Morant or no. See, this is going to be the problem right here. You're going to go out and you're going to get, a guy like maybe, was I saying Zion Williams? I was thinking about him before, but you go out and you get Greek Freak. And then what? Who's going to score from the outside? Ain't nobody on that team. Because Gordon, he's already hurt. You might as well try to trade him, cut him, whatever you can do to free up some money, get rid of that dude. You got Peyton Watson. You got a couple other guys. I guess they can step up. We'll see. I'm not opposed to that. I've been telling you for a long time, this is on Joker because it's his team. Every other player in NBA history, all-time great player, they went out and got another great player. If it didn't go through the draft organically, because it don't happen for everybody. For everybody, it don't happen that way. So you might have to go out and get another all-time great player, Hall of Fame player. Ain't nothing wrong with that as long as you don't get two like LeBron James, unless you was already at the end of the road. And you can say Joker is at the end of the road, close to it. As far as this will be his 12th season, so they're not gonna let him build a super team. But if he goes out and gets Giannis, I think Giannis came in the league even before him, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that would be a great combination. The only problem with that is these guys got to get their stats. I don't know how that's going to work out. It can work out, but you're talking about rebounds. Of course, Giannis, he won't need assists like that, even though he's been doing his thing with assisting the ball lately. But I guess it would be good enough since Jamal Murray is leaving. But somebody would have to step up on that perimeter. You got, Christian Brown or whatever like that. I already said this. It's his fault that he never went out. I said this 3 years in a row. He needs to be going out and pursuing future Hall of Fame talent like everybody else was for the last 3 years. All these great players in the NBA went out and got this guy, that guy, this guy. And all you heard from stupid ass scat, oh, it's the GM, it's the coach, it's this guy. No, it's Joker. He wants his stats. He wants his stats. So we'll see what happens. I'm just sick of hearing this guy cry. Oh man, he's got the best plus minus off court and all this nonsense and blah blah blah. You actually making yourself sound dumb, because if his teammates are trash when he's off the court, they weren't trash when he was gone, but now that he's back and they're trash, or he's saying in the 2020s period, when Joker is off the court, his team is trash. Well, that's an indictment to Joker. It's not good. It's not good. You're supposed to be the guy who makes your teammates better. So when you're off the court, I mean, they shouldn't be as good or better, but they shouldn't be failing like he said, oh man, they're trash, they're this and that. And then you got to think about, when you're talking about this off-court, on-court thing, if Joker is getting all the rebounds, all the assists, all the points, they don't know what to do once the guy gets off the court. Like, what we gonna do, man? What we supposed to do? It don't make no sense what this dummy's saying. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna laugh. I'm just saying, don't go with what Scap is talking about. You're gonna lose your money, man. You're gonna lose your money messing with this guy. You want to lose some money? Fuck with this guy, because he is wrong all the time. He's in on the fix. That's what it sounds like. He's in on the fix. So don't listen to nothing. After what happened last year, and Denver start doing good in the playoffs, I said, man, I can't trust this Scap no more. Couldn't trust him anyway, because all he does is cry. So I was listening to Sports and Fitness Friends today, and he was talking about he's seen a channel that did a poll, and they might have did a video too, I'm not for sure, but they were talking about the greatest 6 men of all time. And I think Jamal Crawford and what's this guy's name? Lou Williams were like 1 and 2 or something like that. And Sports and Fitness Friend, he was kind of mad because he thought Ginobili should have been number 1, or some of these other guys in the past that were great 6 men. Better than Lou Williams, better than Jamal Crawford. To me, I don't think Lou Williams is even in Crawford's wheelhouse. Yes, they might have end up averaging the same stats, but no. Jamal Crawford in his prime, no. Lou Williams ain't touching that. So Sports and Fitness Friends, he went over a couple names, and I just thought it was funny when he brought up Manu Ginobili, who was a 6 man who beat LeBron James in the Olympics. Man, LeBron James was a rookie, man. Didn't LeBron James start his rookie year? Didn't he win Rookie of the Year? He touted as the greatest player of all time to come into the NBA. Remember, he didn't come out of college. He came into the NBA out of high school, and he was still touted. And they even say it to this day that he was the greatest player to come into the NBA. More hype, expectations, more than Michael Jordan, more than Kareem, more than Will, more than Bill Russell, more than Barkley, more than Shaq, more than Cole, anybody you want to name, right? So when you hear this dumb shit, oh, he was a rookie, man. He came out of high school. Well, the way they make it sound like is nobody knew who LeBron James was at that time. Yes, he jumped from high school into the NBA, great, but they try to make it seem like nobody knew who he was. And, he was a great player, but, he was behind everybody else. In that he just worked his way up onto the Olympic team because he did great things during the season. He had no hype behind him coming out of high school. He wasn't touted as all this. He was just a great player. No, bro. You can't have it both ways. LeBron James had all the hype, and he failed. He got his ass whooped by a 6 man. Manu Ginobili outplayed you, bro. We're talking about players getting better. We're not comparing eras because each era is its own era. But we can say players done got better in different eras. So by the time LeBron James came, that's what all the hype was supposed to be about, how good he was, that he's jumping right into the NBA and he's going to be the greatest player of all time. All this stuff. So when he gets beat by a 6 man Manu Ginobili and a bunch of Argentinians, You can't take that back, man. And then Ginobili would go on to crush him in the NBA Finals 2 out of 3 times. Almost 3 out of 3 times. So Manu Ginobili was a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I got to put him number 1, but I can't do that. It's a guy named Frank Ramsey who was the original 6-man. I know the award is named after John Havlicek because it wasn't officially 6-man recognition until, John Havlicek came along. Well, not until the years they start saying, 6-man initially, right? And they made it a thing. But Frank Ramsey was the first 6-man. And it was Red Auerbach who created the 6-man. Auerbach is often credited throughout basketball with creating the 6-man. Though Ramsey was one of the Celtics' best players, he felt more comfortable coming off the bench. And Auerbach wanted him fresh and in the lineup at the end of close games. Ramsey was the first in a series of 6-man who won championship rings with the Celtics in the 60s. What is this? In the championships the Celtics won after Ramsey's retirement, they have had success 6-men such as Havlicek, Silas, Kevin McHale, Bill Walton, and James Posey. Let me see. I thought it was something else on here. Let me see. Okay. After playing his rookie season with the Celtics from 54 to 55, Ramsey spent 1 year in the military before joining the team. In the 8 seasons he played after the military service, he was a member of 7 championship teams. He was a major contributor of the Celtics dynasty, playing behind the duo of Bob Cousy and Bill Sharman, and played with Bill Sharman, Sam Jones, and Casey Jones, and Tom Heinsohn, Havlicek, and Sanders. I think I skipped Bill Russell. In 623 games, Ramsey scored 8,378 points for an average of 13.4 points per game. He was inducted into the Naismith, he was College Hall of Fame in the NBA Hall of Fame. Let me see. Ramsey's best statistical season was 57-58. He averaged 16 points, 7 rebounds per game. It was also his only post-military season in which the Celtics did not win the NBA championship. Oh, they're talking about when they lost it. Anyways, 7 NBA championships. He won a championship in college. And I want to look at this real quick. In Bill Russell's first 5 NBA finals, Frank Ramsey outscored Bill Russell 3 times. And in 2 of those 5 NBA finals, Frank Ramsey was the second leading scorer. In the other one where he outscored Bill Russell, he was the 3rd leading scorer on the team, guys. So his first season, he put up 11 points, 6 rebounds. Second season, he didn't play, went to the military. So when he came back, his 3rd season, he put up 12 points, 5 rebounds. Next season, put up 16 points, 7 rebounds. Next season, 15 points, 6 rebounds, almost 7. Next season, 15 points, 7 rebounds. Next season, 15 points, 5 rebounds. Next season, 15 points, 5 rebounds. Next season, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Next season, 8 points and 3 rebounds. So I think he only played like 10, 11 seasons. But this guy was the original 6-man. And he could have started and put up maybe like 20-something points per game, whatever like that, 25. But they wanted him to come off the bench and, alleviate Bill Sharman or Bob Cousy, those guys like that. And he did too. And he did. That was just a regular season points. The guy's coming off the bench giving you 15 points per game. That's pretty good. And giving you about 6, 7 rebounds. So before John Havlicek came, I think they won about 5, 6 championships. And then, 3 of them, he outscored Bill Russell. And in 2 of them, out of the 5, like I said, he was the second leading scorer. So to me, I'm always look at Frank Ramsey as the greatest 6-man of all time. A lot of people can say what they want. Oh man, that dude ain't got no athleticism. This dude, blah 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 blah. They always try to put a dude from the 2000s and 2020s into the damn 60s, which ain't gonna work because they're going to play the same style. It ain't gonna work. All you're doing is making yourself look stupid, because if you put a guy from the 60s into the 90s or into the 2000s to 2020s, he's just gonna be better. He ain't gonna get worse. He's gonna get better. That's why you always laugh, because I was Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain playing against all these white guys, and it was a whole bunch of black people that was playing in the 60s. And it was a whole bunch of white guys that was better than the black guys. The game really wasn't played off of crazy athleticism for a long time. It was played off of fundamentals. You could have a lot of athleticism, you're going to get your ass beat, as long as a team is playing like a team. Now, if you get a whole bunch of athletic guys together who are playing great fundamental basketball, yes, then you can be a team that's less athletic, but are playing fundamental basketballs. So that's how that works. That's why Michael Jordan was getting beat so much. That's why Wilt Chamberlain was getting beat so much, because they were playing fundamental basketball, but they didn't have the team to play, on that fundamental level of the other team that they were getting beat by. But like I said, if you get a whole bunch of dudes back in the day who are great athletes and they're playing fundamental basketball, it's pretty much over. Well, yeah, you can look at the Lakers. Look at the Lakers of the 80s. Look at the Lakers of the 80s. Crazy athletic, but was playing fundamental basketball. Yeah. That's how it goes. See, you don't have that today. Like, okay, today they always say, oh, the NBA is ruined because of AAU. And Kobe was even saying that, but the thing is, AAU back then was different. AAU was about fundamentals. That's why I don't get when they, I know what they're saying, but they always blame the game now on AAU. Well, when I was young, mostly all the rich kids were playing AAU basketball, right? And it was real fundamentally sound. And we kind of make fun of those kids and stuff like that because they couldn't go out and play outside and play in the park and, body up and, play like real men. But they knew how to pass real good, shoot real good, set screens real good. They knew how to play organized, fundamental basketball. That's what AAU was back in the day. And that's why, they was trying to get so many, let's just say inner city kids into the AAU, because if you can put that together with the athleticism and fundamentals, you got something right there. It's something that's unbeatable. Because most of the AAU kids that we make fun of, they only have fundamentals. They didn't have athleticism like that. Maybe, you look at a guy like, we would say John Stockton or Mark Price, or those are like the fundamentally sound guys, but they don't have, crazy athleticism. But when you hear today that AAU destroyed the game, it's not because these guys are playing fundamentally sound. This is a whole different AAU that done took over college basketball, NBA basketball, period. It's just some bratty ass rich kids, black kids and white kids, because it's a lot of rich black kids. It wasn't like that when I was growing up, but now you have a lot of, suburban black kids who are bratty. And then, that's what AAU is now. They don't work on fundamentals. They just work on having fun. That's it. Work on dunking, work on shooting 3-pointers. They don't work on no fundamentals. Just saying. So that ain't the same AAU that, we grew up, watching or listening to or heard about. The AAU back then was fundamentals. It was fundamentals. They talk about, how, the overseas basketball players are just fundamental. They do a lot of practicing and not playing a lot of games. That's how it was in the AAU back then. They just do a lot of fundamentals. So I don't know who messed up the AAU. Just a lot of bratty ass kids going into the AAU, and you got to blame the coaches, really. That's what you got to blame. The coaches, the coaching is bad. Like, what do you want to call it? I don't know, man. I don't know what to call it. I just say everything now that was supposed to be managed at a high level it's not like that no more. You see sports now, it's especially the NBA, it's a joke. There's no authority in the coaches. There's no authority in the referees. You see music now. Music is a joke. Where's the producers? Where's the people that run the studios? It sounds like a whole bunch of kids done broke into the studios, and it's been going on for like the last 10 years, really. Maybe a little bit longer than that, but I would say since the end of the 2000s. 2009 was it for me for music. When I hear dudes start singing, rapping, and mumbling, and slow talking, and the beats are all weird. It's no more soul or harmony or funk in the beats. It's just like tick, 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 tick. Nothing. No real instruments. So I'm like, what happened to all the people that used to be in the studio that were top notch? But now, you just got a lot of kids in the studio the past 10, 12 years playing around that don't know how to make music. They don't know what music is. They don't know how to make it. And that's what it looks like with the NBA too. A whole bunch of people who don't know how to run the NBA organization. And that's why it's failing. It's going down the drain. And soon, I think in the last, I would say in the next 5 years, the NBA is probably going to be something of the past. I don't think Victor Wembanyama is going to be able to save it because these guys just want to score. They don't want to stop each other from scoring. They just want to score. And instead of, them being condemned to Stephen A. Smith, he's supposed to be the dude with all the knowledge now. He's the whole entire ESPN. Instead of him condemning this, telling the truth, he tells how he used to watch Michael Jordan. How could Michael Jordan be so great? And Magic Johnson be so great? They wasn't just letting other people score, and other players weren't letting them score. And you didn't have fake referees and fake head coaches and all this nonsense. You didn't have an all-NBA positionless team. So basically, you don't even have to earn your way onto the All NBA. So what you gonna put 3 centers on there, and 2 guards? You gonna put 4 guards in one center? I mean, like what the fuck is that? It's supposed to be 2 forwards, 2 guards, and 1 center. And that's why if Victor Wembanyama makes the All NBA, I'm not gonna give him no credit because he's not a better player than Joker. Now, if he wins the MVP, or if he finishes the rest of the season that he was a better player than Joker, okay. But to me, you shouldn't have 2 centers on the All-NBA. And it shouldn't be positionless. It shouldn't be a pity party. Either you was the best at your position or you wasn't. If we're gonna start positionless, they might as well just put just 5 forwards out there or 5 guards. Who cares? Hell, put you 5 centers out there. Just start recruiting a whole bunch of centers. And just said, we're going to run our squad with 5 centers and post them all up. Like, I'm being serious. If that's what we're going to make the NBA now, the all NBA team positionless, let's just go all out. Who gives a damn? Who cares about the MVP? Victor Wembanyama, go out there and take it, man. Finish out the season, put up good numbers. But, he can't keep putting up 20 points and 18 points and 3 blocks, and he's going to put up more than that, because what's going to happen is he's going to put up more than that in the playoffs when he plays some of these teams. So you better get ready to put up some great numbers and play some minutes. And look, in these playoffs, I don't care what happens. I don't care about no injury. This guy's sick. This guy got hurt. I don't want to hear nothing about it. These guys get exposed every year with these fake injuries. I don't want to hear no excuse. If you go down with injury, Victor Wembanyama, you ain't that dude. Anthony Edwards, a lot of dudes this year, they're going to get exposed. A lot. And I don't want you guys to forget about it, because you guys forget about it every single fucking year. When these guys go down with these phantom injuries, you seem to forget about it because it's so heart-touching and so heartwarming. He got hurt. The fake injuries.